Oh, hi friends. Starry Hilder off grid, and this morning, look, it's about 9 o'clock, and I'm just gonna go out in the shop and see what Mr. Hilder is doing. You know, Mr. Hilder has an average day too, and it looks like he's probably gonna have to get out there and plow pretty soon. But besides that, let's see what he's doing in his man cave. So here's Mr. Hilder's. This is his man cave, and I'm sure you've seen this before. But he's got lots of things going on, and it's kind of interesting because every time I come out here, he always has lots of projects. So, couple things. Oh, he's doing some tanning for other taxidermists. This is what kind of keeps him busy during the winter time. And he can actually do the tanning right inside his shop here, which is kind of nice. But what do you got going on here? You've got all these barrels of, oh, those are deer cake?
Deer cake. Some guys got their stuff to me already, and so I've been plucking away. I've got some pickle going here. As we know, that's the first. Remember, we'll go through this real quickly again. The salting phase. Oh, yeah. So they're dried hard.
Those are deer capes that are salted. And
then we're going to go, those get rehydrated, and then they're in the pickle here, which I've got a bunch more. You want to stay ahead of yourself, or at least when you're doing a lot of them.
So we put them in a pickle solution.
So they're in a pickle solution.
And what's that pickle solution again?
It's an acid. There's several different kinds mixed with salt, and that's just to hold the hide and kill any bacteria. So then we can begin the shaving process.
Okay.
And then that's on the machine, which we showed you before.
He shaved those hides then, and then.
So these capes are all shaved. You can see they're nice and.
Oh, look how beautiful those are!
They're nice and shaved down. The leather's all thinned, ready to go. So now we're neutralizing them. We just have them in a baking susus.
It's a baking sauce.
Baking soda solution to neutralize the acid. We want to raise the pH up.
Right.
So then when we go to put the oil on, it accepts the tanning oils a little bit better than a low pH doesn't accept oils as good. So that's what we're doing here. I'm going to steer these around for the next half hour.
And Mr. Hilder really is very, very skilled on that fleshing machine, and that's why these guys, they come from all over the place, wanting them to tan their hides because they're so beautiful. Now look at what they used to look like.
This is the capes here. They got bits of meat and fat and membrane on them. They're not too pretty looking. No, and then you get to the facial area. Let's find the head on this thing. The part that is very crucial for mounting.
That's a deer. That's a deer.
See, there's the eyes. There's the eye. Eye opening. And you see how rough it is around there. See, the nostrils are turned inside out. The lips, etc. You see how that's pretty nasty looking? Well, when I'm done with it.
When he puts them on that machine and fleshes them.
And see, I'm down to thin. You see, when you start to see the blue?
Oh, yeah.
That means that's the thinness you want. If anybody can smooth them off, but then they're still thick and they don't stretch good. And you'll have a lot of shrinkage.
That comes from years of, you got to have that touch.
And so you see down how the nose, we got the nose pad all thinned off nice. The lips are all shaved nice. The taxidermist obviously has to do a little trimming here. But my job is to get the skin shaved down on the machine. And I'm very detailed. I get close to the eyes, and that's what they all like. Because a lot of tanneries, they'll leave a half-inch back. They just stay away from that because the risk of cutting holes is great. And it's in a bad area. You don't want to cut holes by the eyes because that's the focal point when you're looking at a mount.
Right.
So, you guys are real happy with that.
And it makes their mounting easier, doesn't it?
Makes their mounting job easier, exactly.
Yeah.
And when they've seen my shaving, some of the comments I've had are, it just makes our job a lot easier. These capes are ready to go, ready to mount, so they're saving time. Thus, they're going to make more money.
Yeah.
And so that's how my reputation is built, is just by not talking, but producing. And that's the bottom line in America today. We need to get back to producing and quit talking.
Yeah. He could be a politician, people.
Well, I don't know about that. This is just like common sense. I mean.
So, and the other stuff that you got going on, I see you've got fish over there.
I got another guy sent me some fish. You've seen how I mounted some before. These are mounted. I've got to put the heads on them yet.
That's a different style. Huh?
Yeah, I've got to do the fin work and a bunch of work on them. But
those are huge.
Yeah, these are big walleyes. These are monster walleyes.
There's a lot of big. They must have had a big fillets coming out of there.
This one here the other day. You can see.
Oh, beautiful.
Carding's still on it. We gave this one a little curve.
Very nice.
The swimming action. I got to put the head on it yet and catch it up and do the rest of the work. So I got that going on. And then
Oh, got some
friend
meat.
shot a deer, and he got an elk also this fall, so he's got sort of a surplus of meat, and he knows we don't let meat go to waste.
All right.
So he gave me a few quarters of venison here, and so I'm going to get this butchered up so that we can can another batch
Yeah.
of meat up.
Yeah, that'll keep
So-
Starry busy.
We got to keep moving here, and then I've of course got all my ice fishing stuff, getting that ready.
Ice fishing.
Oh, this ice fishing, it's like, I was over at a friend's place last night. Hang on here. Check this out. I was over at a friend's place, and you know, these are all pre-bought in jigs.
Okay.
But then we make some, like this is a little white maggot.
Oh, you made that?
A fellow did. I didn't make this
Okay.
particular one. But then this a friend of mine, he's a really good fly tyer. He came up with this new design here.
Oh, look at that.
It's called a chronomidge with eyes. A chronomidge is the main food that a perch eat.
Oh,
And so we've got this rubberized type body that we tied on. He's got two big eyes he put on. And the reason we want these eyes on, two purposes. Gets the jig down there quick.
yeah.
And it's also very much eye appeal, you know, for the fish visual. And so we're really excited to try these these new jigs out. They're
Yeah.
going to hammer some fish. I mean, we got ice now, so but you always got to have a variety. And you know, the thing is, it's fun to play with this stuff. Here's my main deadly.
Ooh,
I don't use live bait like grubs or maggots or any of that kind of stuff. I like to stick with the rubbers. And these they're called whiptail.
Oh,
I'm telling you, the guy that designed these things, genius. You thread it on like so, you drop it down in the water, and any little vibration, that tail, hands down, the best lure I've ever used for ice fishing. Hands down.
Mr. Hilder's been ice fishing for many
And
years.
so we're going to get out there as soon as hunting season's closed here and get catching some perch and panfish.
Yeah.
So that's going to be awesome. I can hardly wait.
That's what saves on our grocery bill. We have very minimal grocery bill because you can see we've got sources of meat, even stuff that we don't hunt.
Right.
We've got people who hunt, and then we've got
The thing out here that's very popular is like, you know, obviously an elk is a lot of meat, more than enough to feed a few people. So usually neighbors, you know, usually you're friends with your neighbors. Everybody hunts out here, and so if somebody gets an elk, they're usually pretty generous with it, and they, you know, give it to the family members and give it to so forth, so everybody's got good eating. So this elk hunting and this deer hunting thing is sort of an important thing for people out here,
Yes.
as I'm sure it is for other areas too, but I'm just being more specific for our area. You know, they get the meat, and it's like they're more than enough to share, and so that's how it works. It's pretty cool.
Yeah.
And a couple other things too, because some of the key things that you need for butchering, you don't need all this fancy dancy stuff. Remember that knife I carried in my pocket when I was butchering the deer?
Oh yeah.
These are my main knives right here. They sharpen easy. They got good steel. But you need. There's actually two different types of steels, and I'm going to lay money on it that 99.9% of the people don't know this. You have this steel here that's got some ribs on it, like it's diamond edged and it's ribbed.
Yep.
This actually takes metal off your knife when you're sharpening it.
Oh, so that's bad.
Well, it's not bad. There's a time and a place for it, but you don't want to use this on. Once your knife is sharp, you want to use the hardened steel that's slick, smooth. I didn't believe this until a fellow showed me one time. We were having a broadhead discussion, and I said, "Oh, my broadheads are sharp." He says, "Bring him and we'll do a test." So we went through the little blah 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 test, and he showed me how he sharpened his, and I'm like, "Oh, mine are like that." His were way sharper than mine, and we were doing the same technique, but I was using this steel.
Oh.
This steel is taking metal away, which is fine to start over. You got to start over process when your knife gets really dull.
Right.
And I'll maybe do a video on that one day showing you how I start from scratch with a dull knife.
Yeah, that'd
and
be.
get it razor blade sharp.
Yeah, probably a good skill.
This knife,
to learn.
what you see me doing there.
Yeah.
I mean, this baby is. Watch, I'll just shave some skin off right here.
Oh, yuck.
Then it's sharp.
Yeah.
That's how I like my knives. None of this dull stuff, because then you're just fighting the battle.
Yeah.
Things just go much easier when you got a nice sharp blade. So, but anyhow, enough talking.
Yeah, he's got to get to work.
Butchering here, 'cause I got a lot of stuff to do today.
Yeah, he's got a whole list. All right, friends, thanks for coming and joining Mr. Hilder in an average day on the homestead in the man cave.